Hi, this is Bill Chegwin. I'm a AP teacher here at Morris Knowles High School, and I've been teaching this course now for probably about 15 years. Prior to it was called Participation in Government. Now it's called AP Government. So the course outline has changed somewhat, and my goal is to make students, give them better knowledge and make them good citizens. We do a lot of different things, as you can see. I try to give them practical and skills in the class and to help them with decision making and also debating, but just expanding their knowledge. So if we look at the curriculum here, you can see that we have the constitutional foundations. We just finished this introduction to America, and now we're moving into the Constitution, and we go into great detail in the Constitution, into the articles, and also into the amendments into the Constitution. We get into federalism, which is the layers of government that we teach them through state and local and federal government. Uh, we also get into civil liberties and public policy, which is very important, of course, with today, with everything that's happening with civil rights and public policy. The second part, which is the second quarter, is people and policies. We talk about public opinion, public action, how these things come about, and how people move these things through the system, which actually makes them into bills and those types of things. Mass media and the political agenda. That is a great part of the class. We show them different sides from right and left, so they get certainly a feel for what's happening in the country. Of course, from there we go into political parties. We do a great. The book does a great breakdown of this also. Political parties, where they come from, how they've been formed. We also get into conventions and primaries and all those types of things. Campaigns and voters' behavior. This kind of has thrown us for a loop in the past couple of years because campaigns and voting behaviors have changed, especially with that of the internet. So that has been definitely a change in how campaigns are being run. Special interest groups or interest groups. We go through all the different interest groups, showing them how they're formed, what they're looking to do, and how they're trying to move, once again, legislation forward. And then the third quarter, we get into the policy making aspect of it, which is, of course, Congress and Article 1 of the Constitution. We talked about that in Part 1 earlier in the year, but now we get into more of the detail of what Congress does, their committees, subcommittees, and how Congress, puts money into different things. The presidency, of course, get into the executive branch, Article 2 of the Constitution, and with that, we go through from budgetary things that happen within the presidency to executive orders. So we get definitely into depth of what the presidency does and former presidents and what they have brought to the table. Budgeting is also a great topic and a great chapter here also is, and that really is showing the kids where their money is being spent or where your money is being spent as adults. So that is a great breakdown to how the federal government is put into place and where the money is going. We also look into the federal bureaucracy, which is all the different agencies, how those agencies work, and also that the fact that they have a lot of power because they have regulatory powers that are there. So we talk about that also. Federal courts, that when things are being appealed, are moving up the way up the ladder. So we'll definitely talk about some of the lower courts and talk about some decisions that have made in those areas. And of course, we talk about the Supreme Court and the big decisions that are being made. Uh, The fourth part, which is their end, where we're more into May, sliding into the AP test. Economics, we talk about in the social policy making with welfare and how those policies are being put together. We talk about healthcare, environment, how energy policies are being put in place, and then of course we end with national security and policy making and how those things are made. And once again, going back and forth through the presidency in the Senate. Of course, that's with the Senate if any policies are being put in place. So a lot of the class you can see here is done by discussion. I do ask the kids to have note cards, and a lot of them do. A lot of times we start the class, most of the time we start the class with an article. And we talk about the article, and that normally deals with the topic in the subject matter. And that normally brings us into what our lesson is during the day. So current events are very good. I used to do a lot also with political cartoons and have them do some political cartoons. We'll see how that goes this year with this whole Zoom thing. And sometimes I've shown in the past too, when we're talking about different issues. There's an old TV show that's on. It's called The West Wing, and it deals with a lot of different issues. So sometimes I put that on so the kids can see what's going on. Student evaluation. We do have multiple choice tests. I have been giving them free response. That's what we started off with. They will use the AP app to take some of those tests, so that will be done. Very seldom do I give quizzes, and the only time I do is when I feel like maybe they're not doing the assignments. So, but anyway, there are the different things that are happening in this class. Like I said, it's really basically put into place to make it so that they're better citizens, and hopefully they get a good grade too here on this exam. Thank you very much.